Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome to episode 250 of Farlands or Bust. We got zombie noises, splashy noises, and then, of course, wolfy noises. I'm slightly concerned about the splashy noise, to be completely honest with you. I hope it's just a sheep. Sounds like it. Alright, let's... Oh. Alright. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, we're fine. We're fine. It's all good. Stop freaking out. Wolfie agrees. Getting nervous for no reason. Boop. Yeah, alright, so yeah, like I said, blah blah blah. Episode 250. I'm a professional commentary guy. Blah blah blah. Episode 250 of Farlands or Bust. Let us kind of organize our inventory and get the heck out of here. Not east. We actually wish to be going west, so this is the way we will go. Yeah, today is a day of numbers, I suppose. We, like I said, have episode 250. Also, at our Child's Play charity fundraiser over at farlandsorbust.com. Woof! We surpassed last season's original goal of $29,220. We are now at $29,280.20. Past the 292,202 milestone. That is much appreciated. All of the donations coming in. It's great. All that going directly using the Child's Play charity donation widget directly to Child's Play charity to help get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. A great cause. I know this past weekend, or yesterday or something, they had a golf outing fundraiser. Child's Play charity does that as an annual thing. I will probably never be participating in that because I have never, ever even stepped foot on a proper golf course, let alone attempted the actual game of golf beyond your simple putt-putt. But regardless, we're helping out. Like I said, this season we're trying to raise $100,000, so we're just past 29% of the way there. That's great. Other numbers, today being the numbers episode. Just, like, literally just before I started recording, I checked, and my channel passed 200,000 subscribers. What? That's crazy. What? That doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I don't put too much into those numbers, because a lot of that, you know, that doesn't mean I get 200,000 views on all my videos every time or anything like that. Hello, let's avoid the lava. And, you know, it doesn't mean too much beyond the fact that I am apparently continuing to gain additional Farlanders, additional followers to... Hopefully, I would hope that the majority enjoy Farlands or Bust, and that's the reason they're there, but my other series is perhaps bringing them in. I know a lot of people lately are giving good response to my Formula 1 with Vintage Beef series. I enjoy that series as well. And further stuff like that, Mindcrack, obviously Ultra Hardcore, and other things. I just had a new Space Engine video go up. A new version of Space Engine, all the space and science-y awesomeness that I try to infuse into my channel. So I appreciate the continued support, mostly for Child's Play charity, but also my channel. It's crazy. Crazy. Crazy indeed. But yeah, those are other numbers, and I suppose I should also mention, since I was just collecting a bunch of numbers for this episode, the world save just passed 7,500 megabytes as far as the size of this, the Farlands or Bust world is. And I'm working on, I've had to recently, if you visited farlandsorbust.com lately, I've recently had to take down the old overviewer map because we are working on a new overviewer map. Hopefully we can get that to work the way we're doing it. Ran into a little bit of a problem with the hosting. My hosting, it limits the amount of files I can actually host. I don't have a size limit, which, you know, when I bought the hosting package, yeah, okay, unlimited size. I'm like, sure, you don't really need that much size for a website. Of course, I had no idea I would be hosting the overviewer map, but overviewer maps and those kind of Google Maps things, they all have thousands upon thousands of little individual image files that delineate between all the different zooms. So I ran into that problem, so I had to delete the old world overviewer map from the 292-202 monument, and hopefully that has left enough room where we can complete uploading the new one. If not, we will have to think of other alternatives. But yeah, working on that. I'll let you know when that fully gets up for you guys to check out. But yeah, cool stuff happening. Farlands or busts. I know quite a few of you enjoyed my rather unfortunate tale of my run-in with the law. Bad person Kurt from the past. Teenager Kurt. He was a rebel. Rebel. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, episode 250 here. I think I've touched on all the parts, the numbers I wished to... Oh, I need wool. I should keep my eye out for sheep. I see movement over there, but I don't know what it is. Alright, let's build a boat, regardless. That is a sheep! Perhaps I can do some sail-by shearing. Whoop, no, this way. Whoop, I need to get out my shears, actually, is the thing that would help. Dun-dun. Dun doodly 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 blonk. Gotcha. Oh well, I only got one out of that. Oh well, continuing on. Whoa, the boat just did like a weird thing there. Gotta be careful with these boats. We know what damage they can cause. But yeah, so let me continue. I got a bunch of questions to answer. I'm starting to whittle down the questions that I had built up, so if you do donate to Child's Play charity at farlandsorbust.com, know that you get a comment section, a comment field that you can enter in a question that you'd like, or a topic you'd like me to discuss in Farlands or Bust, and be sure to leave your username or nickname or whatever with that, because I don't get that otherwise. And give them there. Otherwise, in the comments below, I try to check each video before I start recording the next episode to see if there's any interesting questions or comments or topics for me to talk about. A lot of them are repeats, and I try not to be too repetitive, so if I skip your question, it's probably because I've answered it before or something like that, but yeah, let's get to questions from some donators here. From M. Bradley. I'm looking for sheep. Keep an eye out for sheep. Of course, I'm never going to see another sheep, am I? M. Bradley asked, how long did it take you to perfect the snore that you use each Minecraft night? That is actually a recording that No, I don't. But well, I guess in a few minutes we'll listen to the snore. I don't know, it's just something I've always been able to do. This is another sound that I have perfected in the background. Enjoy! No, that's... the neighbors! They could probably hear me. Go away. You are not wanted. Woof. I don't know, I really didn't have to... it's something I suppose I've always been able to do. When was the first time I really made that snore in my series? I'll have to go back and try to check that out. I haven't been doing Farlands Bust flashbacks recently. I can't remember. There have been so many episodes, 250 episodes. It's hard to remember all of the things that have happened. I don't know, perhaps in the comments you can suggest some Farlands or Bust flashbacks, because I can't remember things. My mind, it is not once it was. See, exactly, that is proof in the pudding. It's not what it once was. But yeah, the snore, I don't know, it's just something I apparently have been able to do all my life, and it has come into use in Farlands or Bust. Somewhat accidentally, inadvertently. Okay, those are cows. Still don't see any sheep. But regardless, enjoy the snore. And then we will continue answering more questions in the morning. Should be right now, right? No! Now you gotta see this. There we go. No! One more darkness level. There we go. The heck's going on over here? Did you see that? That's weird. No, no, Wolfie, come back, come back, come back. That's strange. I mean, you all saw that out of the corner of my eye, right? I'm not going crazy. There's a sand cascade. Usually that stuff happens right away. Wolfie, 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 let's avoid the cactus. I mean, usually that stuff happens immediately. You know, the terrain generates and then physics turns on. But that happened a long time. Oh, maybe what happened is a cactus grew. And then that updated the blocks. And then everything fell. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Look at the cactus. The powers of deduction. I'm a regular Sherlock, if you will. And I won't. Huh. That was crazy. I'm not used to seeing movement out of my peripheral vision while I'm trying to make my perfected, apparently, snoring noises while I sleep. Let's see. I guess we've got a few questions here that pertain to my history on YouTube and making videos and things. There's a sheep. Which I suppose is appropriate for recently getting 200,000 subscribers. Treaduse asked, what has been your favorite group event you have done with the Mindcrackers? What made it special? That's hard to say. Obviously, the ultra-hardcore events are interesting and certainly thrust both my own channel and Minecraft in general into as a unique thing into the spotlight and really helped with the popularity of all of our channels who were involved and continue to be involved. So Ultra Hardcore is always memorable, obviously, but I think it might be also one of the funnier videos that I could say that still make me laugh if I go look at a clip is last season I did the milestones. I forgot which milestone it was for, 80%, 70%, but myself, BOO, and Vintage Beef played, what did we play? The astronaut one. What is that game called? Wolf? No, that's not it, Wolfie. Moonbase Alpha. Even though, I guess maybe that's not what you're asking about. I think you're probably asking the Mindcrack like group events where a bunch of us are involved. But that one, because I think that was one of the first events that I kind of reached out to others. Most of the time, other people are the more creative types and more into suggesting and inviting people. So they're the ones who create the events, and I'm just like, yes, I will attend. Whereas this one, I actually reached out to those two, and I'm like, hey, I want to do this game, and I'm looking for people, and BOO and Vintage Beef were there, and we had a good time, and that is actually one of my more popular videos, because I think it is so funny, the derping around we have in Moonbase Alpha. But I think, yeah, that's pretty fun. I guess as a whole, as group events go, when the majority of us got together to fix BOO's arena roof after it had burned, after we re-enabled fire spread, we did that fairly quickly, but then I think the fun part is just after that, the crazy derping around that we had flying. I think it was Pyro discovered that you can sit on a boat and nudge yourself off a cliff and you will free float all the way down, kind of like a slow skydive. And then, much like, I wasn't a part of the invention of King of the Ladder, but it was much like that, where then it just spiraled out of control and everybody had to go higher and faster and taller to see what other crazy games we could make up by falling down with boats. And I think that kind of is the overall essence of just Minecraft in general. Sorry, I'm traveling this direction because this place seemed cool. That's just Minecraft in general, how you could be playing the game for so long, but you didn't realize until you got together and things just got out of control with a bunch of your friends that there's something crazy you could do, like creating a simple pillar with a ladder on it and calling it King of the Ladder. This is kind of a cool place. This would be a nice area for a base, a nice, like, starting area. I like how I think the thing that does it here is that there's trees growing all throughout. Makes it seem alive and dynamic, but we're leaving it behind. Where was I going? So yeah, stuff like that I think is really fun. So yeah, oops, excuse me, Wolfie. Thanks for that donation. And the question, of course, I guess going further back, a donator asked, how did you get to joining? I suppose, how did you get to join Mindcrack is the question they meant. I was invited, because I was a fan of BOO and Good from the Super Hostile and Legendary series they had. I invited them and other YouTubers I enjoyed watching to the first somewhat derpy flob-athon weekend after the second season, the 292-202 Monument. And then after that, we just ended up, obviously, more and more connections and conversing, and then Good ended up inviting me to the server. So that's how I joined. And the question continues, do you ever think you will leave YouTube on your own accord? I'm not sure what that question means. On my own accord, are you suggesting that the only way somebody would possibly consider leaving is by being forced out? Will I ever leave YouTube on my own accord? I don't know, to be honest. It's hard to say. Like I've said in the last episodes, I take it day by day, and I just enjoy. I take it seriously in that I work on my content, and I care about the stuff I'm doing, but I don't take it seriously in the fact that I don't take things, it doesn't define me, I guess is the way I'm going. I don't get involved with, say the politics or drama. I stay up to date on it, just if it affects me and stuff like that in terms of the politics and stuff like that, like the Nintendo thing, etc. But in the end, the way I look at it is I'm playing video games, making videos, and posting them to YouTube for my job, and that is just... Uh-oh. Did I not... I don't know if I... Oh, there he is. Alright. Don't scare me like that, dude. I don't take that part of it seriously. I don't take the act of the work seriously. I take the product seriously that I'm making, but I don't take the act of my work that I'm playing video games seriously. I was like, come on, we're playing video games. There's got to be some levity there, so... I don't know that there would be a situation where I would... Oh, thanks, Wolfie. Where I would leave, quote-unquote, voluntarily. I mean, I could... there are scenarios, I guess, but... sorry, it's something that I don't consider because I don't go out of my way to really worry or cause myself undue stress about certain things or the other. So, thank you, anonymous person, for the donation. And then, of course, the question, even though I may not have answered that as properly as you would have assumed. Let's see here. From the comments, Squidgionic asked, what are your favorite websites? What are some of your favorite websites? Ooh. I feel like going down is probably the simplest course of action. So, no. Wait. Where? Come on. Let's do that. Let's let it hit the ground. Uh-oh. Don't know where Wolfie went. And then... Easy. Woo! Well done. Careful. Whoa, well done. All right. Well, that worked out, didn't it? Although I suppose that might have been dangerous if something wanted to come out and try to kill me from that little cave as I passed by that I didn't even know about. But favorite websites? There's a little website called YouTube. Obviously, it's got to be one of my favorite websites. But also, just as a viewer, I'm on here a lot. Let's see, from a long time ago, one of my favorite blogs still going on is boingboing.net. a lot of the things I hear about, both interesting and newsworthy and funny and stuff like that, come from Boing Boing. Still follow that. A lot of my space flight news, obviously NASA and stuff like that, but spaceflightnow.com is an independent, I guess you'd call it a news, ooh, creeper, oh gosh, so many trees, a news organization that, you look on there and you can see a lot of the upcoming launches. You know, a lot of the time you just get the mainstream media follows, you know, manned space flights to the space station and astronauts and stuff, but Spaceflight Now will follow satellite launches, even if it's not necessarily NASA, commercial satellite launches and news regarding that and stuff like that. So, Spaceflight Now, which direction have I been traveling? Just out of curiosity. Guess we'll have to look at the tape. I think I might have been I felt like I was going that way. Oh, let's go to sleep. There was creepers and stuff. And possibly, maybe I just got momentarily turned around, walking the wrong direction-ness. Yeah, because I walked past there. I think, maybe the trees turned me around. Hold on. I must investigate such things as these. Yeah, no. Okay, well, maybe oh, well, who cares? We're walking the right direction now. What was I going to say? Spaceflight Now. Twitter. Big fan of Twitter. I've been on Twitter a long time. It's enabled me, you know, I heard about the NASA social, NASA tweet-ups from there, and I was able to visit as a invited guest to that, a behind-the-scenes look that I never would have gotten before through Twitter to the NASA Kennedy Space Center. I've seen the first and only up-close rocket launch I've been able to see so far was the Juno launch at the Juno NASA tweet-up, and almost got to see the SpaceX launch, but it suffered that last-second issue, and I had to go home and wasn't able to see that, but I still got the behind-the-scenes look and got to stand underneath, you know, inches away from the Space Shuttle Atlantis, which very rarely few people get to do. Not anymore, even, because it's on, you know, permanent display, and the display I think opens the end of June. So if you're traveling, planning any vacations to Florida, Kennedy Space Center, perhaps, maybe wait until after they open to the public, the Atlantis, what is that called? Exhibit, I guess. But yeah, Twitter. Lately, I've been, every once in a while, if I'm in need of some laughs, I'll go to Imager. Just you know, not from Reddit, but Imager, and just kind of browse funny images and image macros and memes and, you know, animated GIFs and stuff. Some very, very funny stuff going on Imager. I'm a little bit of a, I guess what they call what are they called? Somebody who just browses but does not participate. A lurker, I guess? I don't know. I am not down with the hip and the young internet lingo as much as I like to pretend to be. But yeah, those are some of my favorite websites, I suppose. I had a lot more previously when I was doing web design and stuff. There were a lot of websites about web design and proper things and Web 2.0, you know, frequent websites I would visit for news and more tips and tricks and information on how to be a better at coding HTML and making websites and stuff like that. But I obviously don't mess with those anymore. A question from, oh, this is a tough one. I suppose it could be Kiki Kate Ninja Pro. Otherwise, it could be Kiki Kate Ninja Pro. I don't know. But they asked, how do you avoid eating gluten? Gotta have your reflexes. People just throw gluten at you, and you gotta close your mouth and duck and dodge and bob and weave and Serpentine. No, although it almost feels like that sometimes. I don't know. It's not. I'm trying to think. I don't want to insult anybody by saying I don't know how you could act like, you know, get tempted. It's kind of. I mean, if it's as if you had. It's not so much a diet as it is more of like an allergy. If you had a peanut allergy and your life was threatened at the presence of peanuts, you would do your damnedest, excuse the French, to avoid peanuts. It's not like you would eat something without checking if it's been in the vicinity of peanuts, you know. So it's a little bit like that, even though my life isn't in danger, just my comfort is. I mean, there is a lot of gluten-free options out there. The hardest thing, I guess, is restaurants, going out to restaurants and stuff, because you never quite know what's in sauces, what's, you know, even in seasonings. I recently found out that there was a steakhouse place that I had visited semi-frequently, but I learned that they use what's called grill shortening. It's kind of what they put on the grill. It's basically a manufactured, a large lump of lard. Animal fats that's mixed with other things, but apparently it's mixed with some sort of wheat or gluten-containing product. And they use that, they spread it around the grill. It's, you know, kind of like you spray Pam or something on your skillets or something, and that's what they use to grill their everything, you know, the vegetables, the steaks, the burgers, you know, they have this grill shortening. So I'm like, nope. Even though the steak itself is perhaps plain and doesn't have gluten in it, the fact that it's grilled on this thing that makes it not gluten-free. So restaurants, I guess, are tough. More and more restaurants are having gluten-free menus, perhaps. They still say, most of the restaurants say, even though these items are gluten-free, or you can order gluten-free versions of them, they're still obviously made in the same kitchen and on the same... Hello, how are you? Hanging out in your little ravine there, are ya? Have a good day, sir. They are made in the same kitchen and on the same countertops as places, or as items that contain gluten, so at your own risk, there could be cross-contamination, but it's not that difficult. I recently found that there are a surprising amount. It's difficult in the grocery stores, because some of them, at least the ones I go to, have gluten-free sections, but then also throughout the store, you can find gluten-free items. So you have to sometimes, if you can't find something in the gluten-free section, you have to, okay, I'm looking for a gluten-free cereal. There's a few in the gluten-free section, but if you go to the cereal aisle, you could actually find some more. You just have to search. And I'm very happy to have found recently that there are gluten-free versions of Rice Krispies and Chex, which on their own aren't gluten-free, the normal versions, but they make gluten-free versions. So I've been picking up a lot of those, and then I have them with almond milk, which is gluten-free, which is has been going well. I used to eat a lot of oatmeal, and there is gluten-free oatmeal, but being as it's getting warmer out, oatmeal doesn't... a hot, steaming hot bowl of oatmeal does not sound that great in the summer months. So cereal I've been enjoying. Breads and things like that. It's just, you know, you just have to be diligent and careful with stuff like that. I don't find it too difficult. Inconvenient, yes, and a little bit more expensive. A lot of the gluten-free stuff is, yes. But you make adjustments, and it works out pretty good. Gluten-free, woo! And again, it's not... a lot of people ask, oh, maybe I should just go on a gluten-free diet. There's really no benefit to going gluten-free, nutritional benefit or anything, if you don't have the allergy or the full-blown celiac disease or aversion. Your stomach lining can't handle gluten. Otherwise, there's really not much. Not any, I should say, advantage or need to go gluten-free. It's kind of become a little bit of a buzzword, I suppose. Ooh, it's gluten-free. That must mean something about its organic nature, or it's better for you. Not really, to be honest. But it's not a problem. A lot of potato chips, I'm very happy, are gluten-free. Your Lay's, I just got a bag of Fritos. They're made out of corn. They're corn chips. The plain Fritos, the ones with the flavor dust on them, are not gluten-free, but Fritos are gluten-free, which is nice. So yeah, that's like I've said before about this. It almost is like an interesting challenge to me. I don't know why, but I enjoy neglecting myself of things. So it's kind of a challenge and an interesting, almost experiment in my ability. Woo! You know, to keep track of what I'm eating and stuff like that, so Indeed. Oh, that seemed like it could have been a good area for a hidey hole. The sun is going down, speaking of which, let's avoid all these cacti and find a place for the final hidey hole of episode 250. And again, thank you everybody who got us up and past $29,220. Onwards and upwards. Also everybody who subscribed. All 200,000 now, plus Farlanders that there are. It's one of those things. I don't know that I will ever be able to understand how this has happened. Obviously, I try to do my best. Like I said, I try to get content. I basically try to create content that I will enjoy, and hopefully other people do as well, and it seems like that's the case. That is the recipe for success. The gluten-free recipe for success. Right, Wolfie? Oh, you already barked, sorry. But yeah, let's get ourselves into the hidey hole. Some dirt. Indeed. Woof! Let's do this. Let's make the beds. We do have enough wool now. That's good. This is awkward. Up. Hold on. Up. Alright, we got that. Let's make another boat. I was using a lot of boats this episode. And yeah, once again, just thank you, everybody. Still considering maybe a live stream, I'm sure, is the default thing to do. Wolfie agrees. So yes. Oh, I need pork chops for Wolfie as well. We'll think about a live stream, kind of a combination. 29.2% / 200,000 subscribers / episode 250 of Farlands or Bust celebration of sorts. I'll let you know. I promise when that'll happen. But yeah, until the next time, my name is Kurt. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.